Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So, welcome to this StreamYard event that we're having with this healthy eating and growing. My name is Veronica Rosenbaum. Everyone calls me Vero. And my partner here on the screen is Jessica Davila. Want to
Hey,
say
everyone. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here.
So we are excited to be part of this live stream. This is our first live stream, so bear with us. I understand there's live comments on here, so if anyone, I can't see who's on here or how many people are on here, but I am gonna be hopeful and faithful that there's someone listening to us, right? So today we're going to talk about healthy habits and a healthy lifestyle. Um, we are a nonprofit in the city of Brownsville. We are the Brownsville Wellness Coalition, and we are a nonprofit organization that provides 5 programs in our community, specifically in the city of Brownsville. The most famous program is our farmers market, which is the Brownsville Farmers Market that is before COVID, was open every Saturday from 9 to 12 at Linear Park. And the organization was launched through the Health Initiative with the City of Brownsville and the UT School of Public Health. And that's the way the farmers market started. But today, because we want to be fun and talk about all the great stuff that's happening inside. So we're staying in touch by staying indoors and being safe and making sure that we learn all these live streams and how to stay connected. So we are staying in touch and staying connected by being safe. And so I invited Jessica Davila, which is another program that we host. Jessica Davila is our La Cocina Alegre coordinator, the Happy Kitchen. And La Cocina Alegre, Jessica can talk a little bit about what the program is and what they do. So, and then we'll kind of just a timeline so you all know. We're going to talk about La Cocina Alegre and what that program is about. And then we can talk about some healthy lifestyles and how to keep active right now during this time of COVID and quarantine. There's no right or wrong answer. We are all learning this new lifestyle. So it has been very different for us since March. So I'll let Jessica talk a little bit about La Cocina Alegre and then we'll get back to that.
Awesome. Thank you, Beto. So La Cocina Alegre before COVID, was a 6-week program. We met once a week on the same day, same time, at the same location with a group of people who wanted to know more about wellness. And so this program was adopted from Austin with the Sustainable Food Center. And what we do is we teach about wellness, overall wellness. First and foremost, we ask that you listen to what your doctor said and then take our information as, just added info to your wellness lifestyle. And we talk about fats, calories, how to read nutritional fact labels, the difference between good fats, bad fats, or unhealthy fats, I should say. And also we talk about growing and eating local. And that's growing your own vegetables and how to cook them. I believe that one of the main things that happens from this program is the togetherness, the gathering of people who are willing to spread this word to generations after them. Like, I know that down here, I think we're all in South Texas, right? We're all from South Texas. We think that we were taught a certain way and we grew up a certain way of eating, and that's just the way life has to be. That's not the way life has to be. You can tweak meals, you can tweak recipes to a healthier version and still stick with the authenticity, like being authentic with the Mexican food that you like eating healthier enchiladas or just making wheat Mexican rice opposed to the white rice. There's just different ways that we find to tweak recipes. Also, with La Cocina Alegre, we do get together at the end of the course and we all bring something healthy. Like we ask that you tweak that recipe up to something healthier and you'll be amazed at the things people come up with. Instead of tortillas de harina, they bring us cauliflower tortillas. Instead of cheesecake, they'll bring us like a cheesecake made of a fruit and then they'll limit the cheese. It's amazing what you can do and how you can nurture your body and still like what you eat, even though it's healthier. Your eyes eat way before your mouth. So if your plate looks happy and it looks good, then you're going to want to eat it. And that's part of the happy plate. Now that we're in quarantine, y'all, it's a little different because we're doing things online. That doesn't mean that our programs stop. We're still out there. And so now we're doing via Zoom classes. And we meet, everyone turns their camera on. And like Vettel said, there's no such thing as a good question, a bad question, a good answer, a bad answer. We all just share what's going on. With that comes mental wellness too, not just physical, like mental wellness. I know that right now with a lot of us being cooped up, we tend to run to different things. Like sometimes we, what do you call it? Emotional eat. I've been there. So, so I can attest to that. So we also talk about what mental wellness, like, hey, what you put in your belly is what you're going to process in your mind. So if you're just eating a bunch of junk, you're not going to feel real good and you're not going to feel more productive. And then being cooped up, all of that just adds more stress to you. So if you can get some better elements in your body, then you're going to feel better overall.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I also think with that has the schedule, right? With COVID, our schedules are so crazy that we're kind of eating like breakfast during lunch hour and dinner like crazy schedule time. So I think those are the things that we also need to touch up on schedules.
Yeah, definitely. So that's an overview, right? There are people out there.
I'm hoping they are. He said, "There's people going. You go on, girl. Keep
someone say something to me." This is our first time on this particular application, so I want to hear someone.
So this kind of feels right now like the Jessica and Vero show.
Yeah.
And so we are going to start talking about how we some of the habits, healthy habits that we do, and how some of those healthy treats that we've been trying to stay healthy, right? Not to take away anything from. We do, like Jessica said, emotional eating. There's a lot of emotional eating that happens right now just because our schedules are off, off track. We are our body is just functioning different. It definitely goes from that mental roller coaster. And so we'll be touching a lot. We'll be talking about those situations.
Most definitely.
You want to share just a little bit about what the classroom base looks like when we have La Cocina Alegre? You want to talk about what that looks like?
Yes, most definitely. So when we have La Cocina Alegre, we introduce ourselves as far as all of us are facilitators, let you know that we aren't doctors and we aren't nurses. We're here to facilitate it. Then we go over the happy happy plate. So I'm going to go over the happy plate with y'all. The happy plate is the size. If you go to your kitchen and you grab one of those pretty plates, the largest one, well, the happy plate is the size of the inside, not the rim for decor. Like it's meant for decor. It's not for like overfilling to the top and to the sides. So imagine that plate. Half of it is fruits and veggies. A quarter of it is going to be proteins. And remembering that proteins doesn't just come from animal. Like we get really, really, really on that because I know that we think like we have to have meat in order to have a complete meal. And then the other 25% is grains. And grains are all kinds. Grains have texture, not flavor. So you can turn a grain into whatever you want. Now, sorry, y'all. So then we go over the happy plate and then we break our 6 weeks into particular programs that we talk about. For example, the first one we'll talk about solely just grains and what is a whole grain. And then we keep going with fruits and vegetables. One of the things with snacks is, let's say you've tried broccoli and you hate broccoli, Like you're like, ew, broccoli's disgusting. Let's give the broccoli some grace. Maybe someone didn't know how to make it and they made it horribly and you're traumatized by that broccoli. But if you try broccoli, like air frying it, dipping it in some sauce, there's just different ways that you can eat that broccoli now. So when we talk about veggies, we do talk about how you can eat it outside of the box, like cauliflower. Who would have thought cauliflower crust? Like, it's just, that's part of our veggies class. And then fats. Knowing that there's saturated fats and then there's unsaturated fats. And then all this you find in your nutritional facts, which is the back in the labeling. Everything has nutritional facts and it has ingredients. And then we go ahead and go into the next class, which we'll talk about proteins. And we talk about how proteins don't just come from animals. Do you all have any ideas like how else you can get a protein? Does anybody have any suggestions or recommendations? Like, how do you get your protein? And do you think you get enough protein? So we talk about that. And then we also talk about just sugar. Like, I know sugar's like it's a special topic for me because I will be the first to attest that I was a sugar addict. Like, sugar just tends to make people change their demeanor. Yeah. To be honest with you, right, Meadow? Like,
yeah, I agree. So she touches on every class. There's a subject that's being taught about. And not only will you receive the lesson, you'll see the PDF on the screen, and you'll see how there's different subjects about and different information about each subject, right? And then with the connection of that pamphlet, there's a cooking portion of it, right? You want to tell us about the cooking portion? And can you also elaborate like how life has changed since COVID and how that's been working out with how can you stay engaged in cooking right now?
Okay, right now there's no excuse that there aren't any extra hands in the house to help you cook. Okay. Now, I do want you to know that if you're a one-person household, there's still no excuse because you are just as important as a household of 10, 5, 4, 3. It's important to nurture your body with wholesome meals. And so, yes, in the class, we'll teach you how to cook the recipe. I'll give you the recipe in advance. And so if you want to go out and get that ingredients and so forth, so on, and then you get to cook with me. Oh my gosh, I get to cook with you all, I should say. We all have different methods of how we cut, how we clean our veggies. And so we share that. And then toward the end of the class, we have a finished product, and we share this finished product with everybody in the class. You share yours, I'll share mine, someone else will share theirs. And that's optional, but you'll always see us cooking so that you can kind of get an idea of, hey, it's not just a recipe thrown at us. Like, they're showing us how to do this. And one of the ways that I recommend to still stay in the kitchen, and now, mind you, this is probably the first time you're actually so much in the kitchen. And so you're getting to know your kitchen. I recommend that you start off by organizing your kitchen first and foremost, because maybe you weren't home as often before. And so stuff is everywhere and you just found it when you needed it. So start with organizing your pantry, cleaning out the fridge from something that was probably there last month. Probably isn't that good anymore. Clean out the freezer. Remember, we're going to aim for progress, not perfection. Don't be like, okay, everybody in the kitchen, let's start cleaning. Hurry up, because no one's going to be happy. Let's do this.
Do you think you have to be an expert in the kitchen, or would you think anybody can do it?
Anybody can do this. You don't need to be an expert. And if you have questions, we're here to help you. We'll get one-on-one on Zoom. If you're too shy to get with the whole class and ask that question, hey, you know what, Jess? Let's do one-on-one. We're here to help you get your wellness started, your wellness journey, because it's not about a diet. You know, these diets that come and go, no, this is a lifestyle. We want you to show this to generations to come, to your friends. This is all shared knowledge that you get to share with people, and they take this with them forever. Because remember, once you know, you can't unknow. Yeah. So then you have all this for yourself and for your family and for your friends. So no, it doesn't take an expert.
Can you tell us what is one of your favorite meals? Like, what do you think that has? Or this is a better question. What is one of your favorite meals to cook that you get the great reaction from people? Like, people were like, "Wow, I didn't know it was going to taste this good."
Yes.
That you have have done through La Cocina Alegre, and maybe it's a snack that we could share with our audience today.
Yeah, definitely. The easiest snack, I would say the snack first. The easiest snack is the chili popcorn. And we can definitely get you that information because people think that popcorn just has butter or butter and cheese. And no, like this one, it has cumin, it has paprika, it has garlic powder, it has really good stuff in there. You can even add turmeric. I'm a turmeric lover. I add turmeric to everything. And so that's a really good snack one. Now, as far as a meal, I believe the Mexican rice salad goes a long way because we're not making it with white rice, we're making it with brown rice. And so it's more filling. And then from there, you get to decide how you want to dress it. If you want to dress it with avocado, chicken, brisket, however you want, or chickpeas, add extra chickpeas for protein, or tofu, because remember, it doesn't just come from animal.
Jess, you want to tell them about the great discovery that we did with the frozen brown rice that we discovered at HEB and at all the Dollar Trees and everywhere?
Yes. So, of course. So brown rice is it takes longer to cook. And so one of the excuses that we get is like, I know, the brown rice takes forever, ma'am. I don't have time. Remember, rule of thumb, cook once, eat twice. So once you make that brown rice, and though it takes a little bit longer, you have it. And if you're like, you know what, I just don't want to cook brown rice. I'm not in the mood for cooking brown rice. Then you go to the frozen section. Because one of the things that we do show in the cooking class, and I hope you all join, is fresh first, then frozen, then canned. I don't know if you'll find canned brown rice, y'all, but you know what I mean. So you find the frozen one, and it's in the frozen section. If you read the ingredient, it should only say brown rice. Because there's other stuff that says brown rice and then a bunch of other ingredients. You want the one that solely says brown rice. And then that's the one that you use to make your Mexican rice salad or with your chicken, with your tofu on the side. Oh, sorry. So you all get to decide what you want to use your brown rice. But you can find it at the dollar store. You can find it at Target, HEB, Walmart. It's just brown rice.
And I just feel like that was like one of the best discoveries we did through La Cocina Alegre. Because I remember a lot of people when we started teaching them about brown rice, that we've had a couple of people that would come back and say about that recipe, well, the brown rice didn't cook right because it does have a certain way to cook brown rice.
Yeah.
Does have a certain way you should cook it because it's very it's a whole grain, so it takes longer. So it has it, and then people just think that they're going to cook rice like they do traditional Mexican rice, and it's not the same way. So I felt like that was like a voila aha moment, right, when we discovered the brown frozen rice in the frozen section, which was really good. And you guys, it's $1. I mean, I don't think I've ever bought it for more than $1.75, and you put it in the microwave and it's ready in 4 minutes. Like that is one of the best things that we've discovered, and it has definitely saved our lives. If you could add anything to it, like I add corn to it, I add black beans, I pico de gallo, like I'll just put it in the microwave and I'll take it out and I'm starving and I'll just put pico de gallo on it with avocado and then with tostaditas, and voila, I have a meal. Or just any frozen veggies that you have or fresh veggies, just combine them into the brown rice and you have this beautiful meal. And the whole grain will make you gives you more satisfaction, right? So it gives you that satisfaction in your stomach that you feel full longer. So that's what you want to aim for. Especially right now where we think we're always hungry. That's another thing that I think is really important to acknowledge right now, that we're having more trips to the refrigerator, right? So every time you go to the refrigerator or you think your body's hungry, go for your water. I mean, these things, I like having a jug with water. Mine has a slice of lemon and a piece of basil that I grabbed from my garden. So I just throw it in there and just drink water. So you have to drink water. That's really important. I recently ran through a post, and I think you saw it, Jess, that we're complicated plants right now. So we got to make sure we have water. We have sun, that you go outside for a little while and take a walk or just sit outside. Please put bug spray because there's tons of mosquitoes. But
yeah, I'm outside.
So you get your sunlight, you drink your water, and it helps you mentally, right? All of that helps mentally exercise and go for a walk. And it's important to understand what our bodies need right now during this COVID time. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster of emotions. It's a roller coaster of how we're functioning, and how our life is changing by the minute. Every minute is changing. So, so best discovery, frozen brown rice.
Yeah. And staying hydrated. Great tip. Definitely stay hydrated all the time. Like, let's just go over really quick how you know if you need water. The first one, like Vettel said, more than likely, if you've just had a good meal and like 20 minutes later you feel hungry, you're probably thirsty. So get yourself some water. 2, if you go to the restroom and your urine is yellow, we're gonna be and it has
like this yellow, y'all, like this yellow.
You need water. So definitely drink as much water as possible. And one of the things that one of the people in our class said to one of our facilitators was like, I drink the equivalent, like if I'm going to drink a coffee, I make sure I drink 2 cups of water to that coffee.
Oh, what a great tip. I like that.
Yes. She's really amazing. She's an amazing girl. She's living a wellness lifestyle. And that's one of the things, because coffee is actually diuretic.
Yeah.
Like it will dehydrate you. So definitely get your water in there. Get your water in there.
Yeah, so it's important to think about having those healthy snacks. The other tip, and I think they invited us here because we had tips to share, and not that we know it. We're just here to facilitate, and trust me, we learned the hard way, a lot of trial and error, and so we just want to share tips. And we're women that have children, have full-time jobs, have husbands, and have a household that we have to run, and it's a lot of work. But I feel like being always on the run, and now being at home and being on the screen time also feels like, oh, I have to be eating something, right? Because I'm sitting here and maybe I should be snacking on something. So my tip for that, I've learned that if I am going to sit, I time myself and say, okay, I had breakfast at this hour. I only need to have lunch at start, but I'll have a snack in between. So I'll make sure, and I'll have in my refrigerators berries and watermelon. Watermelon's great right now, y'all. So watermelon, any melons, grapes, and a lot of berries, because it's nice antioxidants. So it should have all of that. Or just whip up a smoothie, right? You whip up a smoothie, and in connection with your water, you have a smoothie. So that satisfy you. Put some chia seeds in there, and that chia seeds in your water too is really good. So think about how you're snacking. What are you going to that pantry, and what that snack is for, right? So I have always tell my kids about the example of a pineapple. If I put a whole pineapple in the refrigerator, no one touches it. Right? Nobody touches it. Nobody even turns around and looks at the pineapple. But the minute I clean that pineapple, slice it, and put it in the refrigerator with a container, 10, 15, everybody, it's gone. Everyone's eating pineapple. Because the same thing with a watermelon, right? You can have a watermelon on top of your counter, but the minute you cut it up, people are, everyone at home is eating it. Don't you think that's a great tip, Jess?
Yes, it's so true. Have it prepared. And if you're not sure, like, oh, it's going to stay there for a while, portion control it. Put it already out. Like, put it in containers that are reusable or something, whatever works for you. If it's Ziploc bags, put them in Ziploc bags, whatever works, and leave it at eye level. Because remember, people are going to go to what they see. So if you have the chips first and then the fruit way up in the fridge where they can't reach it, they're going to go for whatever they can right in front of them. And for you too, if it's for you, out of sight, out of mind. So put the junk food per se somewhere out of sight, so that when you do crave it or you want that extra craving, for that bag of chips or whatever, you need to walk to it, get to it. But everything else is right at your fingertips. Get those veggies in there. Yeah, I agree. Great tip, Beto. Like, definitely clean out that watermelon when you get it. And remember, freeze,
Go ahead.
yeah, sorry. You can freeze watermelon, y'all. You can
Mm-hmm.
freeze pineapple. And just like Vettel added that lemon in there and that basil from her garden, cut it up into tiny cubes, put that in your water, and it gives it natural flavor and it makes it cold. So this is just a tip for y'all to consider.
Another tip that is good to snack on is nuts. Have some sort of peanuts or nuts, or unsalted, of course, or without any sugar in it, because there's some that have like tons of sugar in it. But I feel like that crunchiness of the pecans or cashews or anything, I think it kind of satisfies also too, like you're thinking you're having a chip, or plantains, right? That are kind of crunchy. So think about those things that when we teach this in the class, right? What to use instead of this, do this, right? So there's a lot of those things happening too. So that's one of the programs for La Cocina Alegre, and it's a beautiful program that has been around since 2015, and we've been able to share with the community how we teach people in La Cocina Alegre. We've impacted multiple families in different levels, and so it's always very, very fun. Then we have, we talked about the farmers market, La Cocina Alegre. Right now with COVID, we learned really quick how to pivot our programming. So we also have 5 community gardens and 2 urban farms that the organization runs. Because of COVID, we've having to have certain restrictions with those community gardens, but that's a great way also to stay active. Being out in your garden outside. I went crazy as soon as COVID started, and I converted all of my front yard into a garden. Like, I have everything in my front door. So it is an amazing way to start learning our garden. So if you follow us on our Facebook pages, you'll see different tips from our wizard, David Vasquez, which is our farmer, and he's amazing. So we will put tips out and talk about different things that David does, and how to create your own garden if you want, or from small pots. You can do small pots on your counters. So all of that information is on our website, and our website is brownsvillewellnesscoalition.com. And you can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. And we have come up about 30 minutes. And here we have invited Yvette Jimenez. She is our intern that has been working with us since the beginning of summer. And you want to share some information, Yvette, of how maybe your internship is going?
Yeah, sure. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Yvette, and I recently started doing my internship with BWC starting June. And I can honestly say that it's been a very rewarding experience. I really enjoy the community gardens. It's probably one of my favorite things. And it's also very therapeutic. And I know that some of these community gardens provide fresh produce for our community, and our community is more than welcome to go and pick fresh produce. I also enjoyed La Cocina Alegre classes. And I also received a recipe book, so that's been very helpful. And I've also started some of my own gardening at home, so that it's been really fun.
That's awesome.
Do you want to talk about how, so one thing I think we've learned during the COVID time, and how does a garden make you feel? Like when you're out there gardening, what does that do to your mental health? Yep.
I don't know if she can hear. I think she froze.
I think I lost you guys.
Yeah, I was like, I think she froze.
Oh, there you are. Are you back?
Okay, okay. That's okay. We'll go ahead and continue. So I feel like the gardening definitely does a lot to your mental, and I'm trying to turn on my fan, y'all. It does a lot mentally. I think she's getting a short connection over there, and um, I know that mentally it helps you de-stress for sure. I mean, it has that physical work, but it also clears your mind. You're in an open space with things that grow. There's nothing more beautiful than planting a seed and watching it grow. And I
That's
think
what
we can speak that.
you took the words right out of my mouth. It's a satisfaction of putting something in the ground and watching it grow that you nurture, and that you're like, wow, I can grow my own food. Like people talk about it all the time, right? And so until you learn how to do that process, it's just it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it really is. It's watching that harvest. I mean, and being able to eat it and share it.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend the gardens for everybody. If you can't get out to our gardens, make one at home for sure.
Like, are you back, Yvette?
She's still frozen on my end.
Oh yeah, she's still frozen.
Okay.
Well, so then that's the community gardens, and we also have 2 urban farms. The 2 urban farms are a bigger piece of property that we collaborate with the city of Brownsville, and that is for people that want to learn how to grow food in a bigger scale. So people that have participated in our community gardens have been able to learn bigger scale what an urban farm is. And previously, before COVID, all of this food that was being grown at the urban farms was being used for La Cocina Alegre and sold at the farmers market. But because of the shutdown and the shelter in place, we had to close the farmers market. So now what we did is we collaborated with other community partners, and such as United Way, the RGV Food Bank, the Good Neighbor Settlement House, and UT School Public Health. And what we did was we create these produce bags that we deliver via our distributions on Friday. So tomorrow, July the 10th, we will have a mass distribution that will be distributing food banks over at Bistedo Middle School. Where that right now will be one of our last ones, but we're working to expand and extend those distributions. So again, follow our Facebook pages, follow our website, because we put all of our information on there. And we just have to change a way of working. So all of that produce that was grown in the spring, all of it was given away during our mobile market. And then we also created, during our Fresco mobile market sales, we created something called the BWC bundle bag, the BWC bundle bag. So that's like an unboxing kind of thing. So you would get a bag, a grocery bag with several produce in there, and it was for $10, and we sold it on our Fresco mobile market, and it's been great. It was a great opportunity. So now we're just waiting for produce to come back and be able to do that again very soon. So it's been 35 minutes, y'all, and it's been so much fun. I don't know if anybody has any questions, any comments. We are seeing your comments on here. I hope we're still connected, because
we could talk all day about our programs, y'all. We really could, nonstop at that too.
Yeah.
So we hope that you definitely got enough info, and feel free to reach out to us, reach out to the Housing Authority, and they will definitely get you the information that's needed. And so, yeah, thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you so much, and feel free to reach out to us.
Yes, you can find us on Instagram, Brownsville Wellness Coalition, or Facebook, Brownsville Wellness Coalition. Y'all have a great week.
Bye-bye. Oh, there's a question.
Wait, I think that's for housing, though.
Oh, okay.